Pity Beats here from Pop Turn is being to Tzi Ma about 5 Blind Dates, which is dropping on Prime Video February 13th, just in time for Valentine's Day. It's an honor and privilege to speak with you, Tzi. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Glad to be here. I'm looking forward to talking with you.
I'm really excited to chat with you. It's interesting, and you can answer this in general with a genre, but like 5 Blind Dates specifically, because you have an incredible body of work of different genres. The romantic comedy genre, is there something you really enjoy specifically about this genre compared to other projects in the past?
I don't do too many of the rom-com, genre, and I appreciate it. It's a fun genre. People have fun. People are entertained, and specifically for me, it's nice to see uh, Asian Americans males to be seen in a romantic light.
Yes.
So it didn't involve me because I'm the dad. So
Yeah. But it's interesting because this cast is so amazing and the movie's great and everything. And you know, there's been incredible kind of ensemble casts that you've been a part of, you know what I mean? Kung Fu and the CW as well. What was it like specifically working with everyone? What do you like the most about working with ensemble cast, especially where you have scenes with a lot of people, not just kind of a couple of scenes here and there. You cross paths with a lot of people, which is cool.
Well, I think this business is an interesting business. I think the most people that we work with are fabulous people.
Yeah.
So why not? Where are you going to find a profession that have so many people who everyone come to work every day, giving their 110% all the time,
Yep.
and because they love it so much. So it's a beautiful situation.
Absolutely. It's interesting because the journey of reading a script, preparing, and then going and filming a movie or TV show really interests me because I feel like in one regard, you could look at it as two separate journeys, the before filming and after and while filming. But in a lot of ways, it's one kind of big journey with multiple steps. How does it feel specifically in regards to that? Does it feel like one big journey or is it kind of multiple journeys in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's one big journey because, as they say, it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage.
Yeah.
So you have to start with a good script.
Yeah.
Because a good script, the actor don't have to work so hard.
Yeah.
If the script is not so good, then that's when you earn your pay.
Yeah. But it's funny because a lot happens before you officially film something. Do you feel like some people
Yes.
don't realize that sometimes, right? Like table reads and certain things. Like a lot happens before you film.
Well, first of all, you do your due diligence. You break the script down on your own, and you ask as many questions as you that's on your mind, and ask the powers that be, specifically the writer who wrote the script, and say, what does this mean? What's your intention, and how do you want to see? What's at the end of the scene? What do you want to see? How do we move forward from this? Because it's a series of scenes.
Yeah.
So how does it bridge? How does that move forward to the next point?
Yeah.
Right. And to maximize every move that you make, it has to pay off. You can't just do something and go, well, why did he do that? Oh, I don't know. He just did it. Wait a second. No, it has to be something that you do and you say, oh, God, he did that like 3 scenes ago, but it really paid off right here.
Yes.
So there's a lot of planning, in what you do, but also on top, having said that, you will also have to leave it free form.
Yes.
Yes. So it's just a fun process, and it changes as it goes, depending on the circumstance, depending on set environment, you're on location, we shot on a boat, and boy, I tell you, those waves. It's like, okay, we better do it quickly, otherwise I'm going to chuckle up.
And I will.
So you have, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, not at all. These are the things that you have to deal with, inclement weather, airplane flying overhead. It's like,
yeah, it's a lot. But I just love. And that's the thing I love, because when I interview, incredible storytellers and actors like yourself in my show, Tzi, I love the fact that, like, I'm also creative as well. I know what has been put in to like we you know, around Valentine's Day we're gonna put Five Blind Dates on Prime Video, right? But I know all the work that was put into it. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
want to know, how did we get there? Like, how do we get from, you know, a couple, you know, like having their Valentine's Day dinner, then putting on this movie on Prime Video? Like, how did that product come to be? I find that so fascinating, like the making of. You know what I mean?
Well, I tell you, it surprised me that anything gets ever made because you know there are a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, you have your script, and you have your director, you have your production people, you have the producer. There are a lot of obligations. You know, you have
Yes.
the studio, you have the people who put the money up. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, there are a lot of opinions that needs to happen, and hopefully, you know, we agree to disagree.
Yes.
There are a certain amount of compromise that you need to do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, once you get everybody in the room, you have to respect everybody's opinion. You can't just go, well, you know, if it's my way or the highway. It doesn't work that way.
No,
you
it
know?
doesn't. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end result is that then you have post.
Yeah, absolutely.
And editing, and which
it's a lot of waiting, and it's a lot of waiting. I think you might be getting
please,
that,
yes.
and you might be getting that eight, and then you're thinking like, am I getting that ADR call or am I not? Right?
Which is okay.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know, every aspect of production has value.
Yes.
Right. I don't mind ADR if it fixes what we do, and you know, a lot of things can
But
happen.
if it also
you know,
enhances the product
sound
and
department's
fixes
going
the
like,
product.
oh my God, no, we gotta do it again. It's like, okay, fine. I'll be happy to go in there and redo it. It's okay.
Absolutely.
A lot of ADR sessions save the performance. You know, I do not discount it whatsoever. I'd rather not do it. But
yeah,
having said, you know, if I have to do it, and it really helps, you know, you have that option.
No, for sure. Obviously, the focal point of this interview is Five Blind Dates, but I have to tell you, Ty, you're there. It's a very difficult, you know, preparation because you've been in so many amazing projects, right? So it's kind of like, what are you asking? Everything. The Farewell. I wanted to bring up this film for a little bit because I think, Ty, I'm going to tell you honestly, genuinely, this is one of the most real movies I've ever watched in my life. When you read the script, did you feel what I'm feeling right now? Did you feel like it was such a real movie, like real feeling?
Well, it's a phenomenal story to begin with.
Yeah.
And the circumstances which, you know, Nanite faces is just extraordinary.
Yes.
And it's a personal story. And you know, really it's Lulu's family. So I have obligation, you know, because I met his family, I met dad, I met his mom, you know, and it's like, okay, these are real people.
Yeah.
You know, so but the beauty of it is that as an actor, you get to meet extraordinary people. And to portray them, that's the added bonus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a lot of fun.
But that movie was incredible. I love that movie.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you work on something that we've seen before in a past, like in another kind of source material like Mulan, where we know the film and then it's kind of like a reimagination and a live action, what is your relationship with the previous source material? Because at the end of the day, the Mulan film you were in was the live action Disney film. It was not the animated film, right? Obviously you're gonna, you know, pay homage and do it justice, but like they are separate in my way, you know, in a lot of ways, in my opinion. What is your kind of process with that when like you're doing something that's like an adaptation?
Well, first of all, it's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
First, because, you know, and Nikki Carroll, you know, is an amazing director. She went all the way back to the original poem. So she did pay homage to the animation, but those things are bonuses. It doesn't really affect the telling of the story, because the telling of the story goes all the way back to when that poem first appeared in history.
Absolutely.
They talk about this heroine, you know. I said, you know, that I respect, because a lot of times when you have such a popular, successful animation, you're forced really to do it exactly the way it is. Right? Because it's such a success. But Nikki fought that. Nikki just said, you know what? I'm not going to be tempted by such success. Let's tell our own story. And she did a fabulous job, and she assembled an amazing cast, and we shot in New Zealand. I mean, it's a beautiful place to shoot, and it's magnificent. The scene, unfortunately, not a lot of people had a chance to see it on big screen. I wish they did, because it is an epic. Really, it's an epic.
It is really incredible. I loved it, and
Okay.
I'll say as well. When action comedies come out these days, Ty, you're all excited about them. You're buckled in and everything. I think the Rush Hour films really were kind of the start for that. Those are the movies when I was growing up that really kind of introduced me to the action comedies. It was split down the middle. Did you think about the split down the middle when you were filming those movies? That it really had, like, it was so funny, but some of those scenes with Jackie Chan and, like, were just incredible, like, action scenes.
Well, we got lucky because Jackie and Chris had great chemistry.
Yeah.
So that you can never predict.
Yeah.
Right? You cast actors, and then when they get to set and say, "Oh, damn, what the hell happened there?" But these boys, man, I tell you, they're two peas in a pot.
Yep.
They are so funny together. They're even funnier together than separate.
Yeah.
So really, we were very fortunate, and Chris is a stitch. I mean, it's really difficult to work with Chris because you just laughed. You just, you figured all the people who was on that set who were veteran actors, including Jackie. Mm-hmm. It's hard to keep a straight face with Chris, man. It's just like, oh my God. 100%. Oh man, come on. I gotta calm down now because we were ready to shoot. And I'm like, got tears rolling down my eyes, and it's because I was cracking up.
Yeah, 100%. And I mentioned a lot of different projects with different genres and everything, and maybe it depends on the genre. Are you ever conscious of audience members watching these projects while you're making them, or does that kind of happen afterwards? Because when you act, you're in the zone and everything, but does it ever happen a little bit, the audience consciousness, like while you're making something?
I don't know how other actors work. Everybody works different. I don't, because my personal feeling is that you do your job, and then the audience will find you.
Yeah.
Because I cannot do it specifically for like a quote unquote a group of people.
Yeah.
Because that group of people could be just a small number.
Yeah.
If I just do that, then I'm excluding everybody else, and that's unfair.
Absolutely.
I think I need to do my work, and then hopefully the work itself will ring true to the audience that that will come and see you. So you can keep your fingers crossed. That's all you can do. Put your best foot forward and keep your fingers crossed, and that people share that kind of love for what that story is about.
Well, you go in, you prepare, you go in, you do your lines, you rap, and then it's out of your hands. If you think about it.
Oh, please. Absolutely. I mean, and again, you keep your fingers crossed, right? Yeah. You say, okay, I don't know which take they're going to use.
Yep.
It's out of my control. It's the editor and the rhythm and the director, and then the studio have to chime in and say, here's our notes, and here's my notes, and here's my note, and your notes. And they didn't get no notes for me because I don't get any.
Yeah.
I can't give any.
Absolutely. Can you quickly talk about your experience on Kung Fu with that incredible cast? I've had the pleasure of interviewing a lot of them. I loved that show. It was incredible. Can you just talk about your experience on that show? Because I love that show. And it's a big fan favorite of Popternative. We love talking to the cast of that show.
Yeah, I mean, Kung Fu was a special circumstance. And when Christina Kim wrote that show, it wasn't Kung Fu. It was just she was asked to write a show about an Asian American family.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep.
So she said, okay, I'm going to write an Asian American family. And then Warner Brothers said, wait a second, we have an IP. Yep. It's Kung Fu. Yeah. Can you put them together? Yeah. And she goes, huh? Really? I got to put them together? Do a lot of people
know this story? Have the cast talked about this before? Do people know that story? Because I did not know that.
I'm not sure, but I mean, for sure, Christy and I met at a New Year's Eve party at Danny Kim's party, and she said, "I really want to do. I mean, I've been asked about do this family, so, but the trick is that they have this IP I got to marry. Yeah, it's called Kung Fu." And I said, "Wow!" I said, I know that show. I said because it was like the very few shows that would feature Asian American talent in it. And I said, as crazy and as somewhat stereotype, of a particular basically yellow face, it's what it is.
Yeah.
But I said, but it gave an opportunity for all the Asian American actors at the time to get a job. Everybody's in that show. If you go back and see the old show, everybody's in it. I'm telling you. Everybody you know, you don't know, they were in it, and I thought that was the value there. So it's not all about what the negative. It is that you have to look at what's positive about it. And then what Christina did was such a brilliant job to have the young lady who is in this kind of young midlife crisis and decides to take off and go to the temple in Shaolin. I said, that's brilliant.
Absolutely.
To make that happen, to make the hero a heroine. Yeah. That's also brilliant. To make that the fact that the journey of the parents have to grow up from their children is another brilliant part of it. So you have all of these things that again, we were fortunate that you had the foresight to cast the right people. We took no credit on that because we don't get to we don't get to participate. It's all Christina Kim. She said, you know what, these are the people she saw everybody. So really, I mean, for everyone else in the cast, they went through the audition process except myself.
Yeah.
Because I was on the project before it was a project.
I love that show.
So really, I'm happy. I mean, she should take all the credit, really, to put the cast together, to write it the way she did, and to really. We know that the martial arts is a very popular crossover, way to do things.
Absolutely.
We know, and it worked. So I was very happy. I wish we had to do more.
But I love that cast. Yeah. Olivia, Eddie, Shannon, Vanessa, Moody. They've all been on my show. Such a good cast.
I know. Yeah.
And last question before we wrap up about Five Blind Dates. I mean, we talked about the romantic comedy and everything. Are there when they get a chance to watch it on Prime Video February 13th? What are you hoping they'll get out of it takeaway wise with a film like this?
Have a lot of fun. Yeah. It is a goofy, funny, film. Where dating's always kind of dicey, right? I mean, blind dates, please. I mean, so many things can go wrong and go right.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to enjoy the journey that the lead character goes through. And there's a tie-in, a cultural tie-in. So you hopefully they'll open your eyes about something you may not know, and about a whole community who happens to live in Australia. Come on, that's a whole nother thing, Yeah. So there are a lot of offerings, in this rom-com, and really all the guys are hot. Yeah. those guys are pretty hot. I'm telling you. I said, it's going to be fun. Enjoy it with someone you want to watch it with.
Absolutely. On Prime Video, that's Five Blind Dates, February 13th. Yes. Ty, it was an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Interview takes two, okay? You did a great job, too.
I really appreciate that. Your Instagram account is where people can keep up to date with everything, right? It's just your name?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Tzi Ma 8.
Yeah, awesome.
TZIMA 8.
Awesome.
The number 8. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, this has been Pop Turd. youtube.com/PopTurd for previous episodes. Of course, you can catch Tzi Ma in Five Blind Dates, which is going to be premiering on Prime Video February 13th. Until next time, this is Ty and Petey Beats signing off.
Woohoo!
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.